Thank you for tuning into this interview, which was recorded live at the Hub stage at Intersolar and Energy Storage North America 2025. We hope you enjoyed these wide-ranging conversations, packed with insights on how the industry is rapidly evolving from the perspective of the leaders and founders on the cutting edge of the energy transition. Please visit our Hub stage in person at next year's trade show and conference. And don't forget to check out our regional events supporting the Midwest and Texas markets. To learn more, please visit us online at intersolar.us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Crowell. I am the editor-in-chief of Solar Builder magazine. We're the go-to publication for solar pros in the industry. And we're conducting interviews here for the new product showcase, which is a new thing at Intersolar this year. And then the winner of the new product showcase will also be featured in the upcoming issue of Solar Builder magazine. So a lot of synergies going on here. We're going to interview a couple of the standouts from the new product showcase. And we're starting with Dave Dong, who is the Director of Vertical Growth North America for nVent. Electrical engineer, graduate from Ohio State. Love that. We're based in Ohio as well. So nVent designs, manufactures, and installs high-performance products for mission-critical equipment. Talking electrical connectors, enclosures, cable management. nVent got a lot going on, actually. And so maybe just give us that overview for the uninitiated, the company overall, how long you've been around.
Yeah, so nVent went public in 2018, but we are made up of legacy brands who have been around for a long time. So we're split up into two segments. One segment is systems protection, and the other segment is electrical connections. So systems protection has our enclosures products, the Hoffman enclosures. We have Schroff enclosures, the recently acquired Tracti brand. Also, and then on the electrical connections part of the business is our ILSCO brand. So that's a lot of the power connections that we do. We have Erica, who's been around for, since 1903 for grounding connections. We're a leader there.
And you're showcasing the Airflex FlexBus system.
Yeah.
So tell us what this innovation is that you're bringing to the market.
Yeah. So FlexBus is a conductor. It's designed to be an electrical connection between electrical systems. So you imagine a switchgear to a transformer within a short distance of less than 25 meters. And it is a new technology. So it's a copper-clad aluminum braided technology. It's incredibly flexible, way more flexible than what you would get out of a standard THHN type cable or any type of cable that you're using today. It also is a good alternative for like a rigid bus bar type solution. So we came out with it internationally several years ago. We've come out with it in the North American market here this past year. But again, we have an entire system with the conductor, with the supports out in this U.S. market this year. So I'm excited about it.
The flexibility goes beyond the actual flexibility of the product, right? Because it makes the installation a little bit more flexible. Is that correct?
Yeah. So our goal is to reduce the total cost of ownership for an installer. And so, one method of doing an install would be, through cable and lugs. If you think about 2,000 amps between systems, they could be using, 5 conductors in parallel per phase. And what we're doing is we're going to replace all of those conductors with one conductor. It's a much lighter conductor. Round cable has a bend radius. We have no bend radius. And, we're looking at the ease of install. We're looking at, really minimizing labor cost. The install is simple too, right? There's no crimping of lugs in the field. And so everything can be cut custom length on the site. And so, we have, 25%, labor savings reduction that we've done some case studies on this already. So we're really excited about this. There's also a great alternative for a rigid bus bar. So if you've got equipment that is laid out already in a plant, then, rigid bus bar has challenges of trying to maneuver around it and can be very challenging. So the flexible part of it is, your ability to have a custom fit inside anything you would like to do. And so it's really the best of both worlds between, rigid bus bar and also, conductors.
Yeah. And you said
cable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you said, you cite maybe a 50% quicker install, 20% reduction in install costs, you think?
Yeah.
What about safety? Is there added safety advantages to going in this direction?
Yeah, so we feature what we call an advanced insulation. An advanced insulation is a low smoke, flame retardant, allergen free insulation. So there's a lot of safety behind that. There's a fire that happens, and it extinguishes really fast. So we put a lot of time over a decade of research into that insulation material. So again, it's a unique insulation, and you're not going to find anything out there like that.
Where's the manufacturing taking place, and how much how available is this product right now?
The product right now is currently manufactured in France. It's we have a lot of inventory in Europe. We're bringing more inventory as we get closer to the launch this year into the United States. But we're also working with a lot of customers, and we have partnerships with folks who are putting it into their designs.
Is there anything else that kind of stands out?
We've been doing flexible conductors for years, originally inside the panel. So we've always been replacing conductors. And we thought this was a great opportunity to take what we know best, which is the flat conductor technology, replacing cables, bringing it to outside of the panel. And so we always suspected that there was going to be labor savings and all that. I think the only difference is it's just a different crowd who's never seen this technology. Nothing really surprising. I think it's just our value proposition has always been there, keeping it simple, ease of installation, making it lighter for the installers. We're seeing this in all kinds of industries, from energy storage, the connection from the energy storage battery to the transformer, where we can provide significant savings. There's data center applications that we're running into, any industrial facility that has those interconnections in it. So really, again, nothing surprising. We've been doing this for a long time. And, we the one thing that we do is we try to go on site and we understand what are some of the biggest pain points that customers have. And we, innovate and try to develop, let's say the next generation of the product to help solve that. So we're always out there to get better and improve at it. And so this is kind of the next wave of it.
Other than voting for the product in the new product showcase, where can people go to learn more, order it? Just where can we find you?
Yeah, if you go to nVent.com, you'll see, FlexBus. The product name is FlexBus, so you'll see FlexBus on there.
Well, hey, Dave, thanks for taking the time. A very cool product that you have. And, just thanks for doing the new product showcase.
Cool. Thank you.
And now we're going to transition the microphone to our next featured guest, Stephanie Choi Brookes, the Chief Marketing Officer for Emtel Energy USA. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Emtel is a pioneering electrostatic supercapacitor-based energy storage solution, right?
That's right.
So that is not a typical solution in this space. So I wanted you to kind of start at the basics of what we're talking about.
At the core, our product is a non-lithium, long-duration energy storage solution, so it can do short to long durations. And we're electrostatic, not electrochemical. So what that means is we're not breaking down with every cycle. We have 99.1% round trip efficiency, DC-DC, and we can cycle 4 times a day. And over 10 years, you'll have greater than 95% efficiency at the end of that time period. So you can do 500,000 cell cycles and still maintain that 95% efficiency at the end of that warranty period.
Wow. And is it a longer duration battery, would you say?
So it can do short or long duration. So it's much more versatile than most systems that you'll find because we have 100% depth of discharge. So if you need a megawatt hour, you get a megawatt hour. You don't have to oversize the system. But then because we don't degrade over time, you don't have to augment. So you will maintain that level of efficiency over the lifetime of the system, and you can cycle 4 times a day. So if you have 2 duct curves that you're trying to cover, you could cover both of those with one system. I mean, you just size it properly and you can cover both of those. So you don't have to double that to get both of those duct curves covered.
Gotcha. What about when we're doing a maybe price comparison to lithium? Is there a way you can kind of put that in context?
I would say pricing is the one area where you'll look at us and you're not going to say, oh my gosh, this is too good to be true, because we are going to be higher than lithium, which is not surprising. Lithium prices are tanking, right? But then you look at supply chain issues, tariffs, all of those things that aren't affected. We don't have anything coming from China. We are in control of our supply chain. So our primary manufacturing is coming from UAE. This technology has been around a while, but we started Emtel Energy USA last year to bring it into the U.S. market to meet this demand. In terms of cost per kilowatt hour, you're going to see us higher. But when you look at total cost of ownership, it's going to make so much more sense because you're not losing that efficiency. There is no drop-down curve. I mean, the efficiency is like a flat line. So there's really like no degradation curve. With that, you won't have to augment the system. our O&M expenses are drastically lower. So supercapacitors are traditionally, they're very resilient. So we benefit from the capabilities of supercapacitors. Our patent, the manufacturer's patent, is around harnessing the benefits without having the downside. So we're not normal supercapacitors are fast, right? They're fast release of power. It's power really quick on demand, and we can stretch out and control that release. Mm-hmm. So our energy we're a full energy management system, so you can manage the discharge of the energy just the way that you need it for the specific application. So we can be long duration, but when you look at total cost of ownership, the system requires very little maintenance. We don't have any thermal runaway, so it's extremely important right now. Of course, safety is everything. You don't have any heating or cooling needs because we don't produce heat. So, you can put this inside. It's safe enough to have inside. We're working with New York City to get this because New York City won't allow lithium indoors. Right. And we can be indoors. We actually have a system inside a building that's right next to a conference room that's been there for over a year. And so because of all of those things, you don't have to buy the cooling systems. You don't have to pay the utility costs for cooling. It costs less per square foot. It costs less per square acre. So all of those things add up over time. Yeah.
And you mentioned being in a building and kind of the building blocks of how you're setting up the system. Can you go through you're even in residential, perhaps?
Yes.
Can you walk me through the different SKUs, I guess?
Yeah. So our core technology applies across all different verticals. So we have our M-Wall product, which we're actually just launching as U.S. manufactured. It's very exciting. And so that is a wall-mounted energy storage solution that's 8 kilowatt hours, scalable to 32 kilowatt hours in a single cabinet. And that's a wall-mounted storage. It will be split phase or 3-phase. So we can take that in for businesses as well. And then we do telecom. Actually, our partner company, Emtel, started in telecom. So we have a great telecom product. And then data centers, we have a rack-based system for data centers, and all the way up to containerized systems for utility scale.
Wow. And the wall-mounted, that then can be mounted indoors then?
It can be indoors. If you want it in your living room, we're going to make it pretty enough for that. But garage, there's no temperature issue, so it's really wherever you want to put it.
And then the U.S. manufacturing you mentioned, is that established? Is it coming? What's the deal with
Yeah, so everyone wants to know about our manufacturing. So our manufacturer is Enercap Technologies based out of UAE, and they've been around a long time. They have different iterations and launches. They've patented the supercapacitor side of things, but the graphene blend is proprietary. And so they've made, their capacity is amazing because the energy density is actually truly amazing. We're getting our modules from them right now. And then we released the M-Wall, which is the wall-mounted system, and that's coming out this quarter. So we should have that ready to go. It's ready for orders right now. But that's going to be the first product that's going to be manufactured out of North Carolina.
Well, for those that are interested in ordering it, where should they go? Who should they work with?
Yeah, so we work through our wonderful channel partners. So we've partnered with Curtis Stout out of Little Rock, Arkansas. They're a 77-year-old company, and they have a nationwide presence, and they're handling all of that for us so that we don't have the legs on the ground all over the place. So. And we'll be here through tomorrow, so anyone can come talk to us there or go to our website, emtelenergyusa.com, and we'll connect you.
Very good. Since you were having to mess with your headphones, I just want to make sure, was there anything else that maybe we didn't touch on? That was a very good overview for something that is pretty unique in the market. Just, is there anything that you wanted to make sure you covered before I let you get going?
Unfortunately, there's not really a safe way to use lithium, right? We're trying to, there's a lot of attempts at that. And so we're working with large utilities. Duke Energy is doing a pilot project this year in North Carolina. Like I mentioned, we're working with FDNY in New York City. And we have some other really exciting things going on with military bases. And it's a combination of, we have all this great stuff going. We're not really a new technology overall, but there's always a curve to getting your name out there and becoming a known entity. And so our goal is to be a household name in energy storage. And in terms of energy density, people ask about that, and I didn't touch on that specifically, but right now we're at 350 watt hours per kilogram, which translates to, people want to know container size. So right. A 20-foot container, that's 2 megawatt hours, and a 40-foot container, that's 4.2 megawatt hours. But our manufacturer has commercialized to more than double that. So by the end of this year, they're launching 800 watt hours per kilogram. And so in a 20-foot, it'll be 5 megawatt hours. In a 40-foot, it's going to be 10 megawatt hours. So that's really going to rock the world. I mean, we're we're very excited about that, because in some solutions where renewables haven't made sense, it's really going to make sense.
Yeah. Last question I was wondering about, since it is maybe more unique, is there, and if installers are interested or EPCs are interested, is there, should they get their local authorities having jurisdiction like up to date? Because, the safety picture makes perfect sense, but is it like difficult getting permitted, or is there like a learning curve? Or
Yeah, I think we work through that case by case. And the most challenging thing about this is being a disruptive technology. It makes people think a little bit harder about, how there's change in process. So same thing with, certifications and safety. I mentioned FD&Y. They're used to dealing with fire risks and lithium, right? And or solutions that don't make sense in other areas. And so we make sense in every metric. And it's just a matter of working through those challenges to wide scale adoption. But we're going to be there very soon.
Yep. Well, hey, thank you very much, Stephanie.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
New product showcase. This fabulous new solution. Be sure to check it out by registration. And thanks for taking the time, Stephanie.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Coming up next, we have Cody Sellers. All right, so Cody Sellers is here with GME Supply, North America's premier outfitter of fall protection, safety equipment, power tools, workwear for people of industry. And you are showcasing the GearCore platform.
That's correct. Yeah.
So yeah, just walk me through that.
Yeah, so it's not really a product per se. It's more of a software solution. So we have kind of a privatized company website that we can create for you to kind of house all of your safety equipment, fall protection, PPE, as well as company branded apparel, safety footwear as well. So it's kind of an all-encompassing solution for your safety team. So if you're using any sort of safety out in the field, you require safety footwear, high visibility workwear, we can kind of provide all of that in a nice, easy, clean website.
Yeah. Were you noticing that there was, I don't know, need for this, or is it just you guys just thought it was a cool idea and wanted
yeah,
to do it?
It seems like a lot of our customers, when they first contact us, they're looking for something in particular safety wise. They might have a standardized catalog of safety, and we decided we wanted to provide an easy solution for them to have easy access to those items that they buy often. In 2021, we acquired a company called GearCore that was doing just the FR apparel and safety footwear side of that. So we saw a really good synergy there. So we acquired them, paired that solution with all of our safety, and provided this nice, really clean-cut solution so that customers have, again, easy access to all the stuff they need.
How would you say it streamlines like the more typical process for having to do this?
Yeah, so a lot of times customers might have just a centralized purchaser who's buying everything for the company. This really empowers the employees to have a login and access to this stuff. So, through our mobile app or at the touch of a button on their computer, they can have access to order harnesses or shirts, hats, really anything they need to use in the field. On top of that, you provide a level of approval so that if they buy a piece of safety equipment, that's going to go to their manager for approval, right? So it's not a free reign marketplace. Mm-hmm. So it really streamlines the whole purchasing process for that company.
Yeah, so it is an interface for the employee to kind of manage their own thing, and then there's the employer or company system.
Correct.
So how does, if a company's interested, they just reach out to you and you customize it, or what's the process?
Yeah, so a lot of times they'll just get a hold of us and say, run me through a demo. So we can provide a demo of the entire solution. It takes about 20 minutes. They can provide us a catalog of items they want in their marketplace. We can build that for them. That just takes a few days. And then we can provide logins generally to the management team so we can kind of run through the demo together, make sure everybody's on the same page. And then once the store is finalized, we can do a rollout to their entire company.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Are there any particular brands just that you have that you wanted to maybe shout out as like being available on the platform?
We have a lot of brands.
Yeah.
We have access to a lot of stuff. So on the workwear and apparel side, you're looking at brands like Carhartt, Ariat, Labco, Black Ladder, brands like that. And then across the board for safety, 3M, Petzl, Fall Tech, brands like that for all your fall protection, and really any brand across the board as far as safety goes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really reference what GME Supply was overall, so I wanted to make sure that we also touch on. Is there anything that you want to mention about just kind of your place in the market?
GME Supply, we started in 2005. We started really in the wireless telecom space, so we were providing safety equipment for guys and girls working on cell phone towers, and we saw a need for this kind of tailored solution across all industries. So we kind of branched out, and now we're just a really, good size industrial safety provider.
Yeah. Well, very good, Cody. I like the diversity of stuff that we have here in the new product showcase. There's just like the variety that you see out here on the trade show floor for systems or running a company. Anything that we can improve and do more efficiently here in the industry, I think
absolutely
is a valuable tool.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to know more, we're about a quarter of a mile that way in booth 3154. And you can find us at gmesupply.com as well.
Perfect.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Cody.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Those are the companies we are showcasing here at this session for the new product showcase. And be sure to vote. I would now favor the three companies that we had up here. I'll show a little bias towards them because they took the time to chat with us today. And whoever wins in the end, we will be highlighting in the next issue of Solar Builder magazine.
Thank you for listening. If you're interested in attending, exhibiting, or participating in one of our live stages at Intersolar and Energy Storage North America, please reach out to our team online at intersolar.us